Welcome to the night section.
Los Angeles, 2025. A Tesla gets hauled into an impound lot. Workers notice this nasty, foul smell coming from the front trunk. They open it up, and what they find is straight out of a horror movie. Inside the car is a bag, and in that bag are the decomposed, dismembered remains of a teenage girl. And here's the twist. The Tesla is registered to rising music star David Anthony Burke, better known as David spelled D4VD. Yeah, that David. The 20-year-old kid who blew up off TikTok with his viral hit Romantic Homicide. Now at first, David was on tour, far from Los Angeles, and he claimed he had no clue how a body ended up in his car. He told police he was cooperating, but within days, the story started unraveling. Investigators and the internet started pulling receipts, matching tattoos.
Ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released.
Did you know she had tattoos that matched him?
David, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Secret messages online, lyrics that hit way too close to reality, even eyewitness accounts. Suddenly, this wasn't looking like a random tragedy. It looked like the endpoint of a grooming relationship, one that had been going on for years, right under everybody's noses. And the big question became, how did a rising star, living out every teenager's dream, get caught up in something this dark? That's what we're breaking down today. The rise of David, the disturbing timeline of grooming, the clues in his music, and the internet outrage that turned this case into one of the most shocking scandals the music industry has seen in a long time. So let's back up. Who is this kid? David Anthony Burke, born in 2005, raised in Houston, Texas. On paper, his come up is the kind of story parents love to brag about. At first, he wasn't even a musician, he was a gamer. He built a name on Fortnite YouTube montages in the late 2000s, but then copyright strikes nuked his channel overnight. All that work, gone. That could have been the end of it, but instead, his mom gave him one piece of advice that would literally change his life. Make your own music. So David did exactly that. He started recording songs on his iPhone, using nothing but the mic and free apps. His first original track, You and I, he posted to SoundCloud, and to his surprise, it actually blew up.
How did you make your first song?
I looked up how to make music on iPhone, and I used my sister's closet as the studio.
Gamers loved it. Streamers used it in their montages. He even flexed in a Fortnite video, calling himself the first Fortnite player to use his own song in a montage. That early success gave him the taste, and from there, he doubled down. By 2022, he was experimenting on TikTok, doing goofy chipmunk voice covers of trending songs. 500,000 followers off that alone. Then lightning struck. His original song, Romantic Homicide, again recorded on his phone, went viral. It hit TikTok like wildfire, racked up over 1 billion streams on Spotify, and landed him a record deal. The industry started taking notice. Critics compared his quick rise to artists like Lil Nas X. By mid-2023, his album Withered debuted at number 13 on the Billboard 200. He opened for SZA, then launched his own tour in 2024 to 2025. Collaborations with Kali Uchis, a clothing campaign with Hollister. On the outside, this kid looked unstoppable. But in September 2025, that all flipped overnight.
In Southern California, the body found in singer David's Tesla has been identified as a missing teen girl.
September 8th, 2025. Workers at an impound lot in Hollywood pop open a white Tesla that had been sitting there for weeks. That's when they find the remains. The coroner's first description.
So we would walk by the hedges, and I'm like, the hedges always smell like something decomposing. And there's a lot of rats around in here, but there was always a smell. There was always a smell.
Out of a state license plate, and it was banged up and kept moving from one place to other place.
A petite girl, about 5'2", weighing only 71 pounds, with wavy black hair. She had on leggings, a tube top, a bracelet, earrings, and one detail that would prove crucial, a small tattoo on her right index finger that read, "Now remember that." Because even before the victim was identified, news exploded. Why? Because the Tesla was registered to David Burke. In other words, a pop star's car just turned into a crime scene. At first, David's team pushed the story that he was out of state, performing in Minneapolis the day after the body was found. He canceled his Seattle show, put out statements saying he was cooperating. Police didn't name him as a suspect yet. Officially, it was just a death investigation pending autopsy results. But behind the scenes, detectives clearly weren't buying it. Within 48 hours, they raided a Hollywood Hills home where David had been staying. Crime scene video shows them walking out with a laptop and bags of evidence. That house, just blocks away from where neighbors remembered seeing that Tesla abandoned all summer. And then came the confirmation that changed everything. The body belonged to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, a girl who had been reported missing from Lake Elsinore in April 2024, over a year earlier. For her family, it was devastating. They'd been holding on to hope she was alive. Now, that hope was gone. And here's where the tattoo comes back in. Celeste's mom told police her daughter had gotten a little shh tattoo, same finger, same style as David's tattoo.
And that her daughter had a tattoo with the letters shh on her right index finger.
That's not coincidence, that's a link. Then photos started surfacing. A picture of David and Celeste together at a venue, dressed in black, looking like a couple. A live stream from January 2024, where Celeste literally appears on camera with him, smiling and talking.
I media trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
TMZ even caught David in Celeste's hometown, literally just a few minutes walk from her house. Put all that together, and it's pretty clear this wasn't random. This was a secret relationship between a young artist on the rise and a girl who wasn't even close to being legal. And in the end, she turned up dead in his car. Now here's where things get even darker. Once people online started digging, the whole grooming timeline started to take shape. 2019 to 2021. No one knows the exact moment they first connected, but by 2021, maybe 2022, Celeste was already popping up in David's Discord. She was only about 11 or 12. Other users even joked, calling her David's girlfriend. Screenshots later leaked, showing David asking about her directly. Mods claimed they thought she was 18, but come on. 2022 to 2023. While David's career was blowing up, Celeste was still in the background, quietly there. In one song, he dropped the line, "Save your tears, 7 years." Fans now believe he meant wait until she's of age. Around late 2023, photos surfaced of David with a girl who looked a lot like Celeste. He was 18 or 19 then. She was barely 13 or 14. Early 2024, a teacher from her school went viral saying Celeste had already run away once.
When I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month.
With David. Allegedly, he picked her up, brought her to Hollywood, and she stayed with him for a month. Police eventually forced her back home. April 5th, 2024. Celeste disappears again, this time for good. Her family files the missing persons report. They're desperate, searching. But her friends? They suspected she was with David all along. Secret messages. Even while she was missing, she was still texting friends. In one DM, she said, "I'm safe. I love you. I'll text you in a week." In another, she admitted David pressured her into sex. Quote, "I only bled with David. He got mad at me the first time." That's not love. That's coercion. That's statutory R-word. Family warnings ignored. Celeste's older brother Matthew says he went to police. He even met David once in person, but cops brushed it off, said there wasn't enough evidence. Later, Matthew claimed David's people actually threatened him to stay quiet. Hush money rumors. On Reddit, locals claimed David was literally paying off Celeste's school friends to keep them quiet. And that photo of him back in Lake Elsinore? Some people swear it shows him handing money to someone, hiding in plain sight. Even while she was officially listed as missing, Celeste wasn't gone. She was there. In January 2024, she popped up on a live stream with David. By June, she was allegedly spotted backstage at one of his shows. Hair dyed, trying to blend in. She wasn't missing, she was with him. And that's where part 1 ends. A pop star at the height of his career, secretly tied to a missing teenager, and a trail of evidence that points straight at him. Part 2, we get into the symbolism in his music, the bizarre posts that might have foreshadowed everything, and the internet outrage that basically buried his career before the courts even had the chance.